Hello guys, welcome back once again to Cloud Genius. My name is Penty Joseph. In this video, we will be looking at the Model 13 Challenge Lab, that is implementing serverless architecture for the cafe. Without wasting much time, let's start the lab. You can have some time to go through the lab overview and then the scenarios to understand what you are supposed to do. I've already had time to go through, read a couple of things to understand what I'm asked to do. So at least I have a fair idea of what we are supposed to do. Without wasting much time, I'm not going to go over and read it again. So you can have time, read it, look at the architecture diagram of what we are supposed to build, and then get the overview of the whole idea, what the lab is going to be like. Okay. So without wasting much time, we are supposed to start with the lab. So kindly start with your lab. Make sure that your lab has fully started, and then you click on AWS to log in. My lab has already started, so it will indicate here for me that it's ready. So you can see it here that it's ready. So I'm clicking AWS to log in. Okay, so what are we to do? In the first place, we are supposed to download these following files. So I'm just clicking on that, right clicking on that to download it. I'm downloading the second one as well. So you can see them here. They are now available here. Okay. So um, we are supposed to answer certain questions. Okay. So how do we go about that? We just click on view here and then view the URL of the that's the quizzes that we've been asked to solve. Okay. So I'm not really going to do them now. I'm just closing them. We'll come back to them later. So moving on to the actual thing that we were meant to do. That is, we are supposed to create a function, okay, a Lambda function. So without wasting much time, let me start creating. Let's move on. You can skip the task one since the only thing we have to do is to download these two files and then answer one or two questions. That is the question one. But we can always go back to that and answer. So we are skipping that for now. That's exactly what I said. Okay. So let's start creating the function. That is the task two. But before that, we need a security group. So let's start creating the security group. So this I'm logged on, duplicating this. Let me duplicate that one more time. And then I'm searching EC2 here. EC2. I'm opening EC2. In the left menu, I'm navigating till I see security groups because I'm asked to create one. So I'm clicking on security group right under the network and security. So I'm clicking on create security group. And then the name we are supposed to copy or type it was indicated right here. Okay, it was indicated right in the lab that this should be the security group name. And then the only rule that is supposed to have is allowing outbound all rule. Okay, all traffic to the outbound rule, all traffic is supposed to be what allowed. So exactly. But the VPC is supposed to be the lab VPC. So select the lab VPC like this. Okay. So yes. So this is it. You select the lab VPC and then outbound route. So you can see the outbound route in the allowing all traffic from anywhere on the internet. So we are good to go saving that. Okay. Without the description, it wouldn't allow us to create. So I'm recopying the name, giving it to the description, and just creating the security group. Going back to the security group, it's now created. You can see it here. Lambda SG, Lambda security group. That's what it means. So I'm supposed to update a security group also. According to the lab, you can see that I was asked to update a security group that is database SG. Okay. So yes, I can see it right here. So I'm selecting that, and then we are updating it. Okay. So we are selecting that, clicking on inbound rules, and then moving down till we see edit, click, and then add rule, and then my SQL Aurora. So you add this, and then you add the SG Lambda. Okay, it's right here. Okay, the security group you just create for the Lambda function, you can add it here. So save this rule. Okay, good. Now it's saved. So let's go back there. What do we have to do next? Yes, it's saved. We've updated it. So we are supposed to create a function. This is the function name. So I'm copying this. I'm going back to um, any of the management console that we've already duplicated. Let me duplicate this one more time. Maybe I might need more. So I'm typing Lambda here. Okay, I'm selecting Lambda from the drop down menu. Sorry, I'm having some cold. Okay, so we are supposed to create a Lambda function. So I'm clicking on create function, and then yes, from scratch, and then I'm giving it the function name. Now the runtime is supposed to be 3 Python 3.8. You can confirm that in the lab. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so the security group, what am I to? Let me put the function here, and then so go back, change default execution. So use an existing role. Let me um, what are we supposed to choose? So the role, okay. So this very one, okay. So I'm choosing this sales analysis report 0, okay. So I'm selecting that, and then they said we should provision it within a VPC, okay. So I'm supposed to let it function within a VPC. You can see it right here. So I'm moving down, clicking on advanced, going back, then clicking on enable VPC, then selecting the lab VPC from the drop down, going down. So I see subnets. They said I should choose two private subnets. So you can see this one is private subnet 2. I'm selecting that. And then I'm looking for another private subnet 1. You can see it. So I'm selecting that also. So now I have two private subnets. You can see it right from here. So private subnet 1, private subnet 2. Okay, that's exactly what we've done. And then the security group is supposed to be the Lambda function that we created. So let's go back. Then type Lambda. So it has pop up here. Select that, and then that is all. Leave everything here as default, and then go ahead and create it. It's going to take quite number of time to create this because it's going to also create a VPC environment. Okay, so allow it, give it some time for it to finish creating. Okay, without wasting time again, we have to create another more function. But we are not done with this. Okay, you can see we are supposed to make some uploads, and then make some how do you call it? Um, some updates as well. So what we are going to do now is let's create the other function, and then wait for this very one to create. Okay, so let's go with the task 3. We also need to create another function. So let me create the other function, and then wait for the task 2 to complete. So I'm copying that. So I'm going back here. Um, so let me open any of them. Lambda. I'm just not using this. I can go back here and create it there. But I want to be sure if it's done creating, it should indicate, so I might be able to know that it's done creating. Okay. Okay. So the first one we created is right here. That's what is being created 1 minute ago. You can see it. So I'm creating another one from scratch, and then giving it this name. This one is not going to have any VPC, so it's going to create quiet faster. Python 3.8, exactly just like the first one. I'm bringing this one here because I always want to flip through between the lab and then the instructions kind of like this side by side. So I'm choosing Python 3.8 as it's required of me to. And then going back there, the rule I'm supposed to choose is sales analysis report rule. So change default, use an existing, and then sales report rule. Okay, so sales report rule, yes. So that is all. Now we can go ahead and then create this function as well. Okay, but this function is successfully created. I think the other one is still provisioning. You can see it's still creating. So give it some time because this one is creating a VPC, subnet, and other stuff. But this was just provisioned in a raw state like that. Okay. So um, there are certain configurations we need to do from here. So let's see. Don't forget that it's the tax 3 on that we are on. Okay. So you can see this is it, and that is the name. Okay. Don't confuse yourself. So always consider the name of the function. You know the tax that you are working on. So on that, they said we should upload the sales analysis report zip file. Okay. So that is it, sales analysis report. So I'm going upload zip, and then I'm choosing that. I'm referring back to what was downloaded right now. Sales analysis reports. Is that not? Yes. Let me see. So sales analysis reports. Sales analysis report data extractor. No, we want this. So I'm selecting that and then saving it. I'm allowing it to load. So it's now loaded, and then this is it. So so let me see. Okay, so that is it. It's uploaded successfully. Okay, so what do we have to do next? Let's go and have a look at what we have to do next. So they said we are to change a description. Description. Okay, so let's see description. Let's see description. Let's go to configurations. Let's go to edit, and then the description is supposed to be this. Okay, the memory is supposed to be 128 is right here. It's indicated 128, and then the time is supposed to be 30 seconds. So let's move down, change this to 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds. Okay, so source reports, I'm saving that, and then we need to change the handler as well. So I'm copying the new name for the handler. I'm copying this, copy, and then going back to this, scrolling down, clicking on the code, and then going down till I see this first edit. Okay, so the runtime settings, I'm clicking there, and then I'm changing this handler. Okay, so I'm changing the handler to this, paste to that, and then do we have any other thing to do again? No, I'm changing the handler. It's okay, it's fine. Just click save. Okay, let's see if this one too is done. Okay, so the extractor too is done. Now we are supposed to make setting configurations. Don't forget we are done with the tax 3. Okay, so we are done with all of this because we've made the configurations, we've done the updates. Now let's go and do the same thing for the um, sales analysis data extractor. Okay, so before that, let's 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 try to upload the code. So zip file and then upload. That is the test extractor. It's right here. So let's click on save. It's going to upload it. Okay, it's being uploaded. Okay, fine. It's uploaded now. Now let's go back to this and then try to make the updates. Okay, so the description as usual, just like we did for the other one. Let's go and change the description for that. So test this. I'm bringing it right here so I can be flipping through. Okay, so I'm just I took it from here, I brought it there, and now this one is rather here. So that is it. Click on configuration, click on edit, and then description. Give it the name that is required. 128 is okay. Change here to 30 seconds, and then that is all. You can save it nicely, and then go back. Go to the code. Click on the code. Go down. So you see the edit, the runtime settings. Click on it, and then the handler should be changed. Okay, because they say it should be sales analysis report data extractor lambda handler. So I'm copying everything and I'm pasting it right here. Okay, so it's updated now. I can save it. Okay, you can see we've created two functions and then updated them. Okay, exactly just like they want it to be. Okay. This one also comes with another question we are supposed to answer. That is the question two. But because we will go back to that and answer all of them without wasting any time. So let's just continue with the lab. We'll go back to all these things and answer them before we submit our lab. Okay. So task 3 is already done. So what do? We need to create SNS topic. So what do we do? Let me duplicate this one more time. Duplicate, go into one and then search SNS. Okay, simple notification service. I'm clicking on that. We've been asked to create an SMS topic, so the SMS topic name should be this. I'm copying that, and then I'm going back there, putting the topic here, clicking on next, and then yes, I'm maintaining standard. So display name should be this. You can see it here that they said the display name should be sales reports topic. So I'm giving it this display name. Okay. Yes. So okay. So um I'm creating that. That is all. Give it the display name and all of that. Create the topic. Okay. Okay. The topic is created now. So we are supposed to make some changes. So we are supposed to go back to the sales analysis reports lambda function. Okay, then we add this to the environment. Okay, so let's go back to the sales reports. Okay, you can see it right here. Okay, sales analysis report, and this is the sales analysis report. So we are going back here. Okay, and then we are clicking on configurations. We are going back to environment variables, and then we are clicking on edits. Okay, so add environment. The key is this. You can see it right here. According to the lab, the key name is supposed to be topical. So we copy this. We are going here rather. Okay, bring it here rather. So I'm pasting this. Okay, and then the value is supposed to be where did we create the topic? The NSS topic. So it's supposed to be the ARN of this. Okay. So come back to this. Come and copy everything here. The ARN like this. Copy it. Come back to this and then paste all of this like this. Okay. Save it. Okay. It's now saved. It's configured. You can see it here. It's now saved and configured. Okay. So we are also supposed to answer question 3. But as I said, we will hold on with all of that and then go ahead and finish with the rest of the lab. Okay. So we are supposed to create an email subscription to the NSS topic and SNS topic. Sorry. So what we will do is that I don't want to use my personal mail. I'm going to use a temporary mail. So I'm typing temp mail on Google. I'm opening temporary mail. Okay, I'm waiting for it to generate one for me. So it's going to generate one for me where I can use. So let me wait for it for some time. Okay, so I can use this as you can see. So I'm going to create a subscription now here. So I'm on the SNS where I created the topic. Okay, I'm clicking on subscription. Okay, create subscription, and then ARN topic. I'm choosing the ARN that I already saved in this. Don't forget it. Receive an ARN. So I'm choosing it right from here. The protocol is going to be an email, of course. So I'm putting my email here. I'm coming back to temporamail.com. I'm copying the email that was allocated for me. And then I'm coming back here and then I'm pasting the email here. Okay. So this when I create the subscription, I'm supposed to, you can see it's pending confirmation here, right? So when I come to the email, I'm supposed to see one email. So that is it. Sales reports topic. So you can see it when we go inside that. I'm supposed to confirm that. So yes, let me confirm it. Yes, subscription confirmed. So let me go back to this. You see, it was pending confirmation. Let me refresh it and then let's have a look. It's supposed to be confirmed. Yes, so you can see it's now confirmed. Okay, meaning I have confirmed it, so everything is now intact. Okay, so yes, we can delete this first email that we had. So I'm deleting that. So when we get another one, we'll be able to know that okay, we've gotten another mail. Even though it will come, even if you have 300 mails, all will come here. Okay, the temporary mail it will come, but I don't really need this one for anything again. So now let's refer back to the lab. What are we asked to do? So we are creating this. Yes, we are also supposed to answer question 4, which I will do this later. So don't worry about that. I want us to do that at the last end. So we are supposed to test. So we are testing the sales report analysis. Okay, that's the Lambda function. We are supposed to test it to see if it's going to work. What we have to do is we just have to go there and then test it to see if indeed we will receive an email here when it's triggered. Okay, so you can see there is no email here. Your inbox is empty. So let's go to the sales report here. Let's be sure of what they are asking us to do first. So we should test it. That is the sales analysis report Lambda function. So this is the sales analysis report. We can all see it here. I'm scrolling down, so I see this and then click on test. So just at the right hand corner, I'm clicking on test. So it's going to execute and then let me know if everything is successful. So yes, execution function is succeeded. We are supposed to receive an email triggered back. You can see it. The email is now in. So it's going to tell us the daily sales analysis report of what transactions that went on. So you can see this is the daily sales report that it has triggered, meaning everything is working. So muffin 6, strawberry, blackberry, all those things. So that is it. Basically, it's just giving an analysis the um, of the daily sales. Okay, so yes, we've tested it. It's working now. So what do we have to do again? Let's go back to the lab. Do we have any other thing to do again? So we are supposed to set up an event bridge. Okay, so we are supposed to set up an event bridge. Now that is what we are supposed to do. So I'm coming back to the last duplicate I made and then type in events event bridge. So it's supposed to be Amazon event bridge, but probably it will show. So that is it. So Amazon event bridge. I'm doing this. So we are supposed to create a rule. Okay. So we are supposed to create a rule, and within that rule is the rule that is going to. Okay. So let's create a rule. Click on create rule. Give it a rule name. Don't forget um we are doing the last task. Okay. They access to give it a name. No, so we just give it a name by ourselves. So let me name it Penti dot slash reports. This is accepted. Okay, shoot. Then let me name here reports. It's going to be scheduled. So it's going to be- yes. So this is fine. That is fine. It's not going to be one time. It's going to be reoccurring. So I'm going to. Okay. So to make it happen every 2 minutes, do this. Put star slash two and then star star and then star here. Okay. So is I think it's going to send it will trigger every 2 minutes. Okay, so it's just going to trigger like that. So flexible time window. Um, let me just put this off since I've already done this. So let me just put this off. Okay. So all this can be leave. Let's just maintain it as it is. Then next, so we are taking the invocation from AWS Lambda. So I'm selecting Lambda. Okay. And then from the Lambda, I think we are using the sales analysis reports. So yes, I'm taking this. You can see that. And then next, level schedule. So it's okay. And then, so let's choose an existing role. Let's I think it's the sales. Where is it? Yes, sales analysis report role. Yes, it's right here. So let's select that. Next, okay. So let's create it. I think with this, it should be fine. We should be able to receive notification each and every 2 minutes if I'm right. So yes, let me go back. So let's leave it. Let's go and then um, finish with what we were doing first. That is for the. Did I see something? Okay. So let's go and work on the multiple choice, and then so just click on details and then allow it to load, and then let's try to work on this before we submit. If not, we might forget. Okay. So why don't the sales analysis what is so the folder contains that's used by yes. So one why must the sales the Lambda function must be able to communicate with the RDS instance. Yes. So yes. Will you receive a confirmation message if you do not know? So it tells you that you receive it. So we can review it through the cloud log. So let's submit all of this. I'm submitting the first one, coming back. I'm submitting the second one, coming back, and then I'm submitting the third one, coming back, submitting the fourth one, going back, and then submitting the last one. Okay, going back. So we are done with all of that. Let's see if the email has been triggered. Yes, so you can see we just received another email. Okay, so the 2 minutes is up. It's going to trigger it each and every 2 minutes to be sending us notification just like that. So let's open this. When we wait for some time again it will trigger it again, and then it will be sending us analysis each and every 2 minutes. Okay, so that is it. Back to list. So I think that is all. That is all with the lab. Let's try and submit to see what we get. But I personally think that is all. We've set it up. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's have an idea of the whole thing. Now I'm not getting the submit button, so what I'm going to do is I'm refreshing my lab like this. Okay. So waiting for another 2 minutes, there will be another trigger, another email will come in. We can delay this to have an idea, but let me just keep it. You can see it. So it's just going to send every 2 minutes, send every 2 minutes, send every 2 minutes. Okay. So yes, it's now showing the submit. So let's submit it to see what we will get. So you can see there is another email in again. It's just going to trigger it each and every 2 minutes. So every 2 minutes we receive the mail. Every 2 minutes we receive the mail. Every 2 minutes we receive the mail. Okay. So the the reoccurrences is going to happen until we stop the event. Okay. So and we've submitted that. It's now loading. Let's see what we will score. Why are we scoring 30? I think there is something wrong somewhere. The daily events exist, but that's exactly what is happening. That's what is sending this email. So what again? What daily events again are you talking about? So the zero part is yes, that's the daily event we've created. How do they want us to